Hello and welcome to Vegan Cheesecake, everyone's favorite podcast all about vegan food and...
The Golden Girls.
I am Dave Huffman, the bitchy vegan homo.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Vegan Vicki of Urban Sweetness.
And this is a podcast all about our favorite things, and we're just starting our second season of The Golden Girls now, and unlike our first season of this podcast, we're actually going to go in order
We're
now.
going in order, and in that order.
So you don't need to worry about, I have no idea what they're going to be doing next week.
Listen,
Although
so
maybe some
excited.
people enjoyed the surprise.
That's true. They
But,
could have.
Yeah, this way you'll know, though.
Yes.
So this is going to be season
two.
2, episode 1, The End of the Curse.
Yes. This is, and you know what? Although, I'm going to say it again. Although, I love The Golden Girls, period. Season 2
Is your favorite.
has to be my favorite season.
So you're going to be super giddy about a lot of these episodes.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say that this is probably, there's a lot of great things in this episode, but
Yes.
since this episode is, has the subplot. So the main plot of this one is Blanche going through the change.
She is. She thought she
Mhm.
was pregnant at first.
No, but she's just going through the change.
She was going through the change.
And the subplot involves the horrifying subplot, the least vegan-friendly subplot of all time.
Right.
They're going to be raising mink
Raising minks.
as some sort of get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes.
Although I don't know how you think that's going to work.
First of all, do you have a license, ladies? I mean,
And-
what? It's got to be something
I
to
don't-
this.
It's just, it's terrible. So anyway, so they're going to be raising mink
Yes.
for fur. And it starts out with Dorothy saying to Rose that she wasn't sure she'd be in favor of this because how much Rose loves animals.
Right.
And then Rose goes into that nonsense about oh no, farmers can love their animals and still kill them.
Right.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
I kind of at my core disagree with that. I
Yeah.
kind of say it is true that if you if you're euthanizing anything, person or animal out of love, yes.
Right.
But if you're just slaughtering them for
your
commercial
own-
purpose, I don't think that's
Right.
love. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with the Rose Nyland and her philosophy there.
Yeah,
But since this is the fun podcast, the fun vegan podcast,
Yes,
we
not
don't
going
we
there.
don't go into the issues.
Right. We're
When-
not going to talk to you about the shows.
No, whenever Vicki came up to me and said that she wanted to do a podcast and she wanted to do them with me, and she was like, "Cause I think it needs to be fun." And a lot of podcasts,
Because
a lot of vegan podcasts tend to
Oh my
be
gosh,
very
they're
social
so
justicey,
serious.
very very and I listen to them and I love them and I appreciate the service that they do and they relay a
Absolutely.
lot of important information.
But
We are
you
not those
just-
people.
No,
we're
not.
just we're just stupid and we're fun.
We're
so
just-
we try to be
we're
fun.
just fun.
Yeah. So
Fun-loving vegans.
we hope you enjoy that. Yeah, not all vegans have
Yes.
to be serious. Although the name of my business and my alter ego, Bitchy Vegan Homo, is because I do feel like we just by default have to become bitchy. And maybe I'll start before we even talk about that. I'll give a little example. This week I went to. Have you ever been to Bippy Bop? Have you ever heard of that place?
Yes, Bippy Bop.
Bippy Bop.
Yes.
So I went to a Bippy
Lord.
Bop, which is an Asian grill, kind of like a Chipotle kind of place where
Right,
they'll make
with
a bowl
Asian
where,
food, right.
and very vegan friendly and I think their food's always really good. I like it.
Yeah.
But the young woman who was making my tofu bowl with the purple rice this last weekend, she didn't quite understand when I said I wanted all the vegetables, and then she proceeded to put cheese on it. And
That's not a
said,
vegetable.
I said to her, I'm like, is that cheese? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, cheese isn't a vegetable.
Right.
So, and then she just proceeded to start
No,
to
she
pick
didn't.
it off.
No, she didn't.
And I said, no, you need to start that
Stop.
over.
Toss it.
Yeah.
Make my bowl over again.
And she gave me so much attitude. I went to the bottom of the of the line. It was not. And then when I finally got my second
Yeah.
attempt, and I said, so I just want the vegetables. And then she goes through and she's like, well, do you want egg? And I'm like,
That's not.
egg is not a vegetable. So I was getting a little bitchy with her because, bless her heart. I know they just go through the motions there and they're just grabbing stuff, but
you should know what's a vegetable and what's not.
You should. You really should.
I'm just saying, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm goofy. I don't know.
Well, you are a little.
I am.
Yeah.
I will admit. I'll admit I am a little goofy. I
But-
will go there.
General education number 1,
Yes.
egg, not a vegetable.
Not
Okay.
a vegetable. Egg and cheese.
All right.
Not
So,
vegetables.
all right. So back to the Golden Girls.
Yes.
End of the Curse.
Love it.
I love the title of this one because It's I always like the euphemisms for that women are subjected to for menstruation.
Listen.
So what was your favorite one? Like when you were growing up, like did your mom or anyone in your family or teachers or like whenever all the girls like here in America and
Right.
about like what 4th or 5th grade, all the girls were taken into like a separate room. Maybe it's even earlier now because young women it happens earlier.
We never
You didn't
had
you didn't
anything.
have it. Oh, in our
No.
school, all the girls went in. I think it was like 3rd or 4th grade.
Really?
The girls went in and had a separate little like health class, and
No.
all the boys in my school, we went in. We were in one other. The male teachers took us in, and he just showed us World War II slides.
Not World War II. No, I'm trying to think. Like, we didn't even. I don't even remember. I can't even remember. I mean, I only had to take like one year of health class.
Yeah.
And we never talked about that. I just remember when I started and it was just like, oh, you're a woman now. And that was it. I just always knew I did not want it.
Yeah.
Because.
Seems inconvenient.
Yes.
To say the
and
least.
The cramping and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh. I ain't want it.
Well, I think a few weeks ago we talked about my favorite aunt, my Aunt Flo.
Yes.
Which of course
which is actually Aunt Flo.
Which is a classic euphemism. So I had someone that listens to the podcast was like message was like, "Oh my God, you had an Aunt Flo." I'm like, yes, I had an Aunt Flo. So,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I visited her instead of her visiting me.
Instead of her visiting you. Yes. Come on through, Aunt Flo.
Oh, I miss Aunt Flo.
Oh.
She was awesome.
Yes, she was.
She really was. God bless her and her
Hey,
her direct nature. So
yeah.
I appreciated that.
But you know, my favorite part of
this one?
Yes. Is just the fact that when Blanche told them that she thought she was pregnant, how Rose just passed out. Like,
oh, I love that too.
What kind of confusion?
And then when the girls are trying to bring her back and they're slapping her, and Sophia walks through the room and just goes, "Play nice, girls," as if they're like,
play nice,
just
and
slapping her.
It just goes in the kitchen, like, okay, do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I mean. And then when they're asking her who the father is,
that Sophia, that's classic.
She
said, if it's
a boy, she can name him after his father,
Rick Joe, Bob, Don, Dave.
And she's looking actually at Blanche's
her book,
her like diary or her notebook, her date
Rick,
book.
Joe, Bob, Don, Dave. That's all right.
Someone out there should make like there should be like a Golden Girls themed tribute band, and that should be the name of it.
Rick, Joe, Bob, Don, Dave. That's yes. Coming to the stage, everybody.
And
with a rock version,
but it should only be 3 people.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be 5.
It shouldn't be all 5.
No, it should just be 3.
It's gotta be 3 people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
I love it.
That would be so awesome.
Well, I can only imagine when they're, her thinking that she's pregnant in her 50s, whatever, mid 50s, I guess.
Right.
Well, by the age, calculating whenever she says she's going to be whatever, or Sophia says you're going to be 70 when the kid graduates, school. So that would mean that she's got to be 52, 53, something like that. There's not a whole lot of women that are having kids at it. But then, of course, I looked up, like, what was the oldest woman who had a baby?
It was like 70.
It was 70, but then they actually think she might have been 72 because of the inaccurate kind of records and stuff. So that's
all right.
Is it, though?
No,
I don't know.
But
that wouldn't be.
I don't even want to say what I want to say. But
why not?
Because, I just think, you know what? This is what I'll say. I just think sometimes that, when people have older parents, they act old.
Yeah.
The kids act old. They act like older.
And that's probably what happened to me. My dad was, I think, 42 whenever he had me, so he was a little older. Well, but it's older, you know what I mean? Especially back then, most people had their kids much younger. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was always, like, the oldest of all the parents.
Right.
Yeah. So, I'm like, back in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
We didn't do that.
But let's get back for a moment to Rick, Joe, Bob, Don, Dave.
Yes.
because I like when Blanche is like, well, that was a particularly active time for me.
She said, I just got my teeth bonded. Yes, girl.
But I just like particularly active.
Yes, she was.
That's
she was
the politest,
particularly.
That's the politest way of saying it.
Yes.
And then whenever she comes back from the doctor and finds out she's not pregnant, she's going through menopause.
Yes.
But of course, initially she says it's the worst news. So Rose and Dorothy assume she's got something serious, something terminal. And Rose
said, "Don't worry about it."
And
she's like, "We'll make it through, whatever it is."
Right, but then Rose is like, "I feel so bad," because she basically says, "What a slut you were for having all those men.
Yes.
Things only a tramp would do." Mm-hmm. That's a great way to ask for forgiveness.
Listen,
please forgive me for thinking the worst of you.
Forgive me
for thinking you were such a slut.
You were just a slut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? I love that they do all that, but they still buddies.
Well, of course.
You know.
Yeah, they're there for each other.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
what makes them. I love the bond between these women. It's nice, and it makes me appreciate all the wonderful friends that I have in my life too.
I know.
And I've always said that I kind of I don't really ever picture myself in a retirement home, but what I actually want to do is just pull resources with a bunch of friends and have I'll just get a house. And then just,
awesome.
just have your own little retirement home with your friends. Why wouldn't you want to just live with the people you like?
That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Though.
And just hire some hot young nurse.
There you go.
Yeah, why not?
There you go. A Coco.
That only lasts for one episode.
Right, exactly. Right.
Is this going to be our wacky sitcom?
Yeah, no, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Now, for this episode, when they were sitting down around the kitchen table, talking all about the curse and talking about whenever she got, when she was a young woman and kept hearing about the curse. Of course, they're eating a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting.
Yes.
Not a cheesecake, but, they have a lot of chocolate cake in this show, too.
But the chocolate is something that, you can crave during that time.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Not that you would know from experience, right?
Never.
No,
I don't know.
What is if you're going to have a cake, what is your favorite kind of cake to have with cake? What kind of cake and what kind of frosting do you like?
Oh, I love wedding cake white.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And white icing.
Okay.
That is.
Yeah.
That will do it for me.
I do
or
too.
A cassata.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like the whipped cream type cassata. Because sometimes I don't like. It depends on if it's a custard.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be almost like a whipped creamy custard.
Okay.
But I love white cake, white icing.
All right.
That's
one of your favorites?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
With that almond type of flavor.
And the reason I'm asking is because your birthday's the day after this one's
March
airing.
5th. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love ya.
So we gotta just maybe make someone a special birthday cake.
Happy
I actually already knew you wanted me to make you a cassata cake.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do not come asking for any people.
It's just for her.
It is.
All right.
Tana.
All right. I hope that you actually do. That would be great.
I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in. Yes.
Well, I actually do have the cassata cake recipe on my website. So if
you?
But I will say my puddingy custard is more like a custardy kind of thing. So I hope you like my cassata cake.
No, I've had your cassata cake.
Okay.
No, that's why I said yours
is all right. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure it's acceptable.
I've had yours.
Okay, good.
And it's amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
That's very nice.
Yes.
So they're talking about the curse and how Blanche didn't understand. They just calling the curse. She'd had her period for years. But she's just
curse
waiting for the
she
curse.
didn't want.
What do you think the curse? What do you think she was expecting? She said she was waiting for a witch to pop out of behind every tree or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't understand. What did she think was going to happen to her?
I don't know. Maybe something really crazy, like she turned into something, or I don't know. But yeah, we've never called it the curse.
No. That's such a weirdly misogynistic thing to call it.
Curse.
That's so terrible. All the other ones are kind of
well,
cute.
maybe it's a curse because because you can get pregnant. I don't know. My mom, we never said anything about the curse. It was just because we grew up like.
Did you just use the very generic? It's that time of the month.
Yes, it's that time of the month. Girl, I got my period, child. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then I don't know why they call it a period. Maybe because of the period of time that you do it.
Could be.
But
I don't know.
why is it called I got my period?
I don't know.
That is so. I'm gonna have to look that up.
The
I should have looked it up before the episode.
The old man that was showing us World War II slides did not go over that, so
okay,
I don't know.
So you don't know, right? But it's got to be something to that. We just did not experience that.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mom didn't. You know, our thing. I know I'm about to get in medical. My medical is here. We always talked about the pain from the cramps and stuff, and then we grew up with, which is common in a lot of black folks, fibroids and stuff. So they'll make pain and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't want that. What is it? What? Like, I don't know.
Ooh, gross. Yeah.
But one thing that really got me when they were talking was the fact that Dorothy was telling her, look, when I went through it, honey, I ain't had no PMS, was gone, all of that.
Yeah.
So she was trying to
play
give
up
her
the positives,
bright side of things.
But of course, Blanche was so traumatized by it, she had to go see a psychiatrist.
Listen.
And she said no one in her family sees a psychiatrist.
Nobody.
Except for when they're institutionalized.
There you go. Except when you're institutionalized. That's it. Nobody sees one.
No one sees it. Unless you've actually been committed. And then yes. Then it's acceptable. Well, to that point, and one thing I wanted to say, like every week in season 2, I wanted us to talk about like what was our favorite line from this episode. What was your favorite line from this episode?
It's got to be the Well, I have 2.
All right.
It's got to be the Sophia line.
About
naming them a boy.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Rick,
that's a
Joe,
good one.
Bob, Don, Dave, or the when they were talking about when Dorothy was talking about menopause was good for her, and it meant no more PMS. And Blanche said she never had PMS. And Rose said, neither did I, but I had a BMW. Rose, come on, sis. Really? Right.
Yeah.
She's just picking stuff out of the air. Well, any acronym.
God bless her.
Letter.
God bless Rose.
I know.
She didn't have a whole lot to do in this one.
She didn't.
No. But my favorite line was a Dorothy line where she says at the end, whenever the vet comes to inspect the mink,
right.
and all of a sudden Blanche is like, her juices are flowing again.
Yeah.
And she is like, and then Dorothy's like, she could be in a coma, put a man within 5 miles of her, and she'd roll over and shave her legs.
Yes, she would.
That's a great line. That is a fantastic line.
Yes, she would.
And she just delivers it in like the best way.
She said, hello, doctor.
Hello. Oh.
Yes.
Could I show you? There's a like she says, there's a lizard out on the lanai that's looking a little peaked. And,
yes.
Come
she
out
said,
with
let me show you.
And he went along.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So we'll have maybe one more name to add to the list of the band there. The Rick, Joe, Bob, Don, Dave band.
And Doctor. Yes.
Maybe you don't need to add another name. Just make it Dr. Brick. Dr. Brick. Done.
That would be good. That's good stuff.
I know last week we had this great epiphany where you had actually eaten at another restaurant or at a restaurant that someone else didn't cook. Did you have anything else recently that someone else made that you didn't cook yourself?
Oh my gosh, I did.
What did you have?
I went to Birch Cafe. Hey, Roxanne.
Hey, Roxanne.
I had their BLT.
Oh, okay.
It was really good.
Yeah, good.
I really liked it.
Excellent. I haven't had the BLT. I've had that barbecue chicken wrap, which was delicious.
That's what you had.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, I had the BLT from Birch Cafe, and it was really good. Bread was nice and crispy and crunchy. The tempeh was smoky and delicious. Yeah, so I did. I'm rolling.
Look at you. That's amazing. That's like 2 places in a couple of weeks. That's more than you've eaten out at most places.
Yes, it is. And I'm so proud of myself.
Well, I went and met some friends at Happy Dog before we went to see a play this last week. And they've been doing, I don't know if it's just on the weekdays or what, but they have a happy hour special where they do a vegan Reuben.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can not just get a wiener there. A vegan wiener, you can get a vegan Reuben sandwich, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, they did a nice job. It has seitan and sauerkraut and their whatever their vegan Thousand Island dressing is. So
nice.
I love a Reuben. I'm craving a Reuben right now, like you would not believe.
Are you?
Yeah, I might have to make a Reuben for dinner.
I know, but you know what? I do make a mean corned beef.
Yeah,
vegan corned beef.
Well,
yes. So I'm gonna have to hook you up.
All right, do it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I've not made something that was like specifically made to mimic like that kind of corned beef kind of quality, but I've just used kind of my basic seitan in my corned beef. So yours is probably going to be better.
It's so good.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
I believe you because
I'm
that
proud of
chicken
myself.
recipe that you made was really, really good.
Oh my gosh.
I finally had some of that.
Yes.
When
I
you
am
were- you
so
did that
I'm still
other pop-up I
I'm
went
still
to.
so pumped about it.
Yeah, it was really,
that
really good.
I finally got it together.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you so
You're a
much.
woman with tremendous skills.
You know what? I try. I try. Yeah, I try to downplay my wonderfulness.
No, you can't.
But it just flows out of me.
Mm-hmm. Do you have have you had any new products or a new cooking tip or something? Like, did you just happen upon some new little secret that you'd like to share with anybody or tried something this last week? No?
I'm trying to think.
That's okay. You spend a lot of time in your kitchen cooking on stuff, so I know you don't
I
buy a lot of those
know,
things
but
because you're like, I want to make my own.
Right.
Well,
technically.
I do a lot of that too, but I did finally I bought some of the benevolent bacon like that.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
I've had that
seitan.
before,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, it is good. It's nice and meaty.
Yeah. I bought some of that because as I was doing my my pancake countdown last month, which is thankfully finally over now. I say thankfully. I love pancakes.
Yeah, but
25
days.
I ate a lot of pancakes.
Yeah, you did. But you know what? And you made me I went home and made some pancakes one morning.
Good.
And I was like, oh, these are so good. But I was like, whoa, 25 Dave is doing it.
Yeah, I had a woman come up to me at a pop-up I did a couple weeks ago, and she said, I'm enjoying your pancake journey.
Yes.
And I said,
you're like, well, thank you.
I said that it has been a journey.
Yes,
yeah.
it has
it's
been.
a journey of testing my personal limits of pancake consumption.
You're like, I don't want to eat
pancake. Yeah.
I can eat pancake. I don't want to eat for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I need a little break.
Yeah, pancake break.
There's been a lot of pancakes.
It's been so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I've been loving the different variations.
Yeah,
I really have.
Well,
like I wouldn't do them myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come over here.
All right.
And have you do.
I'll make
the
you
pizza
pancakes.
one was amazing.
Oh yeah, the pizza. Yeah, there was National Pizza Day, which interfered in my pancake month. So I made just a giant pancake,
right?
Covered it in strawberry sauce.
Yes,
and made little like caramelized
bananas.
That was like
so good. I said, look at this.
It was
dude.
darn tasty.
He is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just it doesn't have to always be a stack. I made that pancake taco too. That was really good.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was yummy. You just need to make them a little savorier every once in a while because otherwise, yeah. And
but it was I was like, that's cool.
It is cool. Mm-hmm.
It was so amazing. So I thought it was. I liked it. You did amazing.
Why? Thank you.
Yes.
Is there anything else on this episode that you wanted to talk about? I mean, we're not going to go into the animal rights stuff.
No, I'm not going into that.
Clearly, it's a vegan podcast, so we're against fur. I think that's
right.
That's that saying.
You know what? I just. Really...
Oh no, I know.
Oh,
there is one thing about the animals I want to talk about at the end because the minks are just the vet tells them they're too old.
Right.
So Dorothy is and Blanche want to get rid of them. But then Rose is defending them because she's saying, what are you saying? Once nothing isn't able to mate anymore, they should be gone.
And Blanche said, "You better keep them."
Yeah, no, we're keeping them now. But then at the end, they see a couple of them getting a little frisky.
Getting it.
But they were a couple of gay mink.
Males.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
yes,
look at that.
See, they were before their time.
The little gay pride mink.
Yeah, they were getting it in. Hey, y'all.
I do like whenever you hear those stories. There was that story about like the two male penguins that had become a couple at some zoo and stuff like that. So yes, whenever they become that's good for them.
It's love. It's the love.
Yeah,
you can't help it. It's love. Love is in the air.
Yeah, even if it's just at the end of a sitcom for a joke.
That's it.
But God bless, any representation at that point in the 80s was all right.
But then you have to think the other episodes, what happened to the minks? What
exactly. I know because she's like, no, we can't get rid of them.
Right.
They've got to keep them.
So were they still in the garage?
I forget the mink's name. She had them all named too, but yeah.
Are they still in the garage in that?
Which
Miami
I think
Beach?
we only see that garage. I haven't seen a lot of these episodes in a long time. But the logic of where that garage is makes no sense. It has to be. It can't be attached because they go out like from the kitchen.
Yeah.
That kitchen door would basically goes
to the
right back to where like the bedrooms and stuff
and
are.
then
So yeah,
the bedrooms and then the lanai is from the.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was reading an article about that, and they were talking about how the demographics of the house just don't make sense.
No, yeah, the whole layout of it doesn't make any sense at all. No.
But that's okay.
No,
because who really talks about that?
And when you see all those bedrooms and you see how huge those bedrooms are and that bathroom is it would be, I don't know how many square feet that house would have to be, but
and
it's
it looks
enormous.
Small on the
right. Yeah.
This is the reporting that we bring to you all. Do you see that?
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of fan conspiracy theories about, in the Brady Bunch house, like what was that door at the top of the stairs that no one ever went into? It's the same kind of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I love a good conspiracy theory.
Do you?
I do.
Oh.
I do. I will. I got a few, but I'll save them.
All right.
Yes.
Maybe that could be a little spin-off podcast for you.
I'm telling you.
Whenever you lose touch with reality, you could just have vegan Vicky's, conspiracy ramblings.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
I got a lot of them. I do.
All
it's
right.
amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a little conversation off mic. I want to hear some of these. I want to hear what some of your favorite ones are.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have anything coming up that you want to talk about here?
Yeah. Don't forget, this Saturday
that's right.
is my birthday pop-up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be at Birch Cafe.
That's March 7th?
March 7th.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then on March 15th, I'll be at Birch Cafe again for the St. Patrick's Day pop-up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
I know. I'm going to have vegan corned beef and Rubens.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yes.
100% I'll be there. And don't forget on the March 14th.
The 14th.
You'll be helping me.
I'll be at the
Chocolate Fest, handing out some brownie samples.
Yes.
And working it there.
We're gonna give it to the people.
We are gonna give it to the people.
Come on through.
Yeah, come on down. And you are, where can they find you online?
They can find me at www.urbansweetness.com and also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at urban_sweetness. And you can also find us on Vegan Cheesecake Pod on Instagram, and then Vegan Cheesecake on Facebook, and then Vegan Cheese Pod on Twitter.
I like that you listed those off as if you were like being tested. You were like,
because you know what? Because it's like I forget which one is.
I know.
I'm like, wait.
It's
so
confusing.
you're gonna have to say it again.
I apologize that they're all different.
It's okay.
But because the name of this is vegan cheesecake, but we have to put in that it's a podcast because otherwise people don't understand. And then because the limitations of how many spaces,
the
certain things are,
characters, it's crazy.
There's all these rules, so it just kind of made it make no sense. Rule schmools. But to that point, I am Dave Huffman, the Bitchy Vegan Homo. You can find me at bitchyveganhomo.com for recipes and other little treats. And you can find out where I'm going to be next by following me on social media at Bitchy Vegan Homo, pretty much everywhere except for Facebook, which is BVH Show. Again, because of rules. Stupid rules. Well, Vicki, I just, as always, want to...
You know what?
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being a friend.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye, y'all.